Excited to start this feature now, our Saluki radio previews for Saluki basketball alongside the coach, Rodney Watson. I am Luke Martin. Coach, what a start to this season it has been for the Saluki Dogs. Last week against Oklahoma State, I'm kind of glad we had a little bit of a week to take our breath because what an environment that was last week. And most importantly, a major positive result for SIU.
Yeah, it was like the old days, and the old days weren't that long ago, but that was sure a lot of fun. It was a great crowd. The student section is just not that way in college basketball anymore, or maybe has never been. But you talk about the Purdue's of the world, and just a few locations where the student body really shows up. SIU's got that.
Xavier Johnson, 330-point games so far this year. What type of trajectory is he on? What type of start to a season can you even compare him to in your years of sitting on that Saluki bench?
Well, I think next year he's going to average 60 because last year he got no points against Oklahoma State, and he hangs 30 against them this year. That had to surprise. Now, everybody scouts, and they've got very advanced scouting. Oklahoma State has the best scouting like SIU does, everyone else in the country. And so it's not like it caught Oklahoma State off guard or anyone else. He's turning into a guy that this is a strong statement, but he's turning into a player like a Jamal Tatum that just kind of evolves. Jamal was a terrific player, but when senior year, he took it to a different level. And it didn't surprise you every night he did something like the Butler game and Bracket Buster in Hinkle Phillips. Didn't surprise any of us. But, man, we were sure glad we got to see it because you don't get to see that very often. And Xavier's kind of turned into that guy. I keep saying this statement. He's the most unselfish guy on SIU's team, and he still has the ability to go get buckets.
And how massive has Trent Brown been?
He's the guy that we all hope to see as a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and for whatever reason, he's explained it. He's been very impressive, and you're going to talk about a very important stat about taking away 3-point shots and making 3-point shots, and Trent's been a huge part of it. What's been so cool for Trent Brown is that he's ready to shoot it every time he catches it, and that doesn't mean he shoots it every time he catches it, but he holds that defense accountable, and he's another big reason why Xavier, Clarence Rupert haven't had more attention on him because he has the ability to hit big dagger threes. And think about all the big wins Southern's had this year. Trent was a major part of that.
Let's turn to Austin Peay. Coach Gibson taking over that program. He's very familiar with the Missouri Valley Conference. He spent a lot of time under Coach Dana Ford at Missouri State. And there are going to be names that Saluki fans see tomorrow night that they're very familiar with. Of course, Jamonte Black was successful at Missouri State. DeMarcus Sharp, what a year that he's had to this point. And this is a Govs team, Coach Watson, that's coming in on a high. They beat their rival Murray State. They've won 2 in a row. They're right now playing the best version of their basketball of the season.
Yeah, this Austin Peay team has 4 players from Missouri State, 6 players from Northwestern State who had a great year last year. They won the league, and DeMarcus Sharp was a player of the year in the Southland Conference. He comes in knowing how to score. The stat that really surprised me is 6'3" guard weighing 170 pounds. He's 0 for 7 from 3 and averages 19 points, leads them in scoring. Jamonte Black is also a very good scorer, getting 12 points a game, and again, a name that's familiar with Saluki fans. They've seen them play in the arena. Back to DeMarcus Sharp, he's from Charleston, Missouri, so he grew up very close to Carbondale, Illinois, and there's a lot of interesting storylines in this game. The part that surprised me most about watching Austin Peay and looking at their stats, they're really a possession team. They're playing about like Southern, playing 66 possessions. They're averaging, I think, about 63 points, and that includes the 3 non-Division I teams. So they're not scoring a bunch of points, but the only stats that we really need to look at, be concerned with at this point, is the Murray State game. 53-49, a sold-out crowd at Austin Peay. It's a big win. It's a rivalry win. The thing I give Coach Gibson and Austin Peay a lot of credit with, they're playing regional games. They're playing every team that's in their proximity. They're going to drive up the day of the game to play SIU. They played Western Kentucky. They played Tennessee State. They played Murray State. I give that a lot of credit, and that's how you can have good crowds and good rivalries.
We hope to see you at Banterra Center tomorrow night. If you can't, you can listen to the coach, Rodney Watson, and yours truly on Saluki Radio. So for the coach, Rodney Watson, I am Luke Martin. We will talk to you and see you tomorrow night in Banterra Center. Go Dogs!